Hey, how's it going? Today I'm talking about if you feel the need to run more to prove you can finish the marathon, you can do this.
This is Running to the Castle, a podcast for injury-prone RunDisney runners on a journey to running magical miles. Join me, Dr. Allie, as I share the secrets I've gathered as a runner, doctor of physical therapy, and coach. You'll learn the exact ways I get my clients to the castle strong without feeling broken or held together with KT tape as they cross the finish line.
So let's give a quick little life update. I haven't done this in a couple episodes, and I have gotten feedback that you enjoy it. So thank you so much. Continue to give me feedback on what you like to hear and what you want to hear more of, what you could hear less of, I guess. Probably not many people want to share that bit, but I love the feedback. I am very open and receptive to the feedback. Thank you so much for anybody who sends me a DM, runDisney DPT, or tells me in another form that they're listening to the episode. I really, really love it. It's really cool. I got an email yesterday that said, hope you're all settled into your new house. And I'm like, this complete stranger wishes me well in my new house. Like, it gives me all the happy little feels on the inside. So I love getting emails and DMs and everything like that. So what has been going on? Well, since we are in a new build house, we have lots of construction in our neighborhood. So I live in Las Vegas, and we have a lot of construction just going on across the city. Jokingly, people say that the Nevada state flower is the orange cone, and that they just pop up all the time, and it's flourishing with the Nevada state flower because there's construction everywhere. Road construction, commercial construction, residential construction, so on and so forth. So right now we are battling residential construction because we live in a new home, a new build. We were one of 4 people to come, the first 4 we were in the first 4 people joining this neighborhood. And there are going to be 160 single family homes in this neighborhood. So we are going to have construction for a long time. We knew this. We understood it. I get it. What I did not understand was that I was going to be woken up at 3:30 in the morning, 4:45 in the morning to construction trucks in my backyard. Yeah, you might be saying, well, Allie, that doesn't sound right. You should talk to somebody. Well, thank you so much for the advice. I am trying to talk to somebody. I'm trying to go the route of talking to the construction company first. So there's the superintendent who, is in charge of the different aspects. And they have 3 superintendents in this neighborhood. So I've been contacting the one that worked on my house in my area because that is also the area that this construction is going on. It's literally in my backyard. We have cameras in the backyard just showing just the backyard. And you can see a little bit over our brick wall. Now, here in Las Vegas, all of the homes are built with brick walls defining our plot, defining our land, our backyard, our side yard. And so they put it in there for us. And so it's there. And you can see a little bit over that, but not really much. I won't be able to see neighbors on this camera. But with the height of the construction trucks, I can see them moving. And they're leveling the ground on the plots behind us, on the lots behind us, in preparation for when they're going to be building homes there. Yesterday, I woke up at 3:38 to construction happening. It's ridiculous. Now, the rule is that they're not allowed to start until 7 a.m. weekdays. It's a little bit later weekends. We don't have this problem on the weekends. They're really not working too much on the weekends. They really are starting later. 7 a.m. on weekdays. In the summer, they are allowed to start as early as 5 a.m. if they are farther away than 300 feet of a residence. Okay, it's December, so that rule doesn't apply. And 3:38 and 4:45 and 4:30 are not 5 a.m. So that also does not apply. So it's really frustrating right now. And Royal and I wake up early anyway. Like, I don't mind if they start working by 6, we're awake. That is, for the most part, fine. I mean, I don't know about my direct neighbors. I don't know how they feel about it. I am going to continue to try and get this stopped because it's disruptive, and Royal doesn't sleep well, and if he has bad days, he isn't going to sleep well already. So we want to maximize how much sleep he gets. And me, it's less problematic for me. I could potentially go take a nap in the middle of the day. I sleep like a champ. For the most part, I can sleep with a truck driving through a nitroglycerin plant. I do, wake up to this. I mainly wake up to Levi kicking me because he woke up, or Royal saying something because he woke up, or if it's like a big, big boom. So I've woken up a handful of times. We've lived here for 2 months and 2.5 months now. I've woken up a handful of times. So it's not every day, not to say that they aren't doing construction that early every day. The big noises is when I'm waking up. And the superintendent, very kind, very nice. And he's like, well, I talked to the so-and-so, and he says that it's probably people just dumping on our land in the middle of the night. So that was the first time I contacted him. The second time I contacted him, he said something else. I don't remember. And then this third time that I've contacted him, which was yesterday, he said, oh, well, they're probably just placing the equipment on the land in preparation for when they're ready to start. And I said, okay, if they're placing the construction equipment, they're continuously placing the construction equipment throughout the rest of the day. And he just responded back, haha, noted. Like, they are doing work. Like this morning, it was 6 something. I didn't say anything because, again, I don't care if it's after 6. Maybe I should say something because I should be consistent. It's not 7 a.m. Maybe I should be saying something. Not sure. I'll think about that one. And so a water truck was going. They're not placing a water truck and spewing water as placement of the water truck. That is usage of the water truck. We live in the desert. There are very strict rules on how and how much water you can use. This construction company is not wasting water. And they're doing it for dust control. You might be thinking like, why are they even spraying water? They're doing it for dust control. So they also have to do dust control, spray the water, but also control how much water they're spraying and when they're spraying it because of the different rules and regulations we have here in the desert. I talked about Lake Mead a couple of weeks ago. Lake Mead is our water source. Lake Mead is continuously going down, down, down in how much water it has. So I know at like 6:30 this morning, they're not just spewing water everywhere and then having a backhoe or whatever the thing is called. I don't know. I should ask my brother. He used to watch when he was a child. He used to watch like backhoes and something, I don't know, some kind of movie or TV show that bulldozers. Anyway, but I don't know what the construction equipment is called, but it was water truck and then this big construction thing, moving piles of dirt. Like, you're actively doing construction. You're not just placing the equipment there. So I'm currently battling that. So I was very annoyed yesterday. We'd gone to bed late the night before because it was just a bad day, and then got woken up at 3:30. Luckily, I did fall back asleep. Royal, not so lucky, did not. So he ended up getting up out of bed, I don't know, like 4:45, 5 o'clock, and just starting his day early. Luckily, we both own our own businesses. We both work from home. So he just gets up and he starts working. And then when I'm ready to get up, I mosey on out, get my coffee, curl back up into bed, and then it's time for breakfast. Royal feeds the beast, otherwise known as Levi. Levi joins me back in bed, and or just goes and takes a nap by himself. But that's what I'm currently battling. So it's a bit annoying. It won't be forever. I hope it does finish up soon, which means that they'll be building a house behind us soon. So we shall see how it goes continuing on. But I will say all of the construction in the neighborhood, it gets a little frustrating at times. And we did this to ourselves. Like we bought a new build home, and we bought in the first 4 homes when there are going to be 160. We knew that there's going to be construction for the next at least 2 years, and it will continue because the way they build these homes is they just start building them and then somebody buys it. Whereas at the home we lived before, we also built new, but you got to buy your lot, pick your home design to go on that lot. They don't do that anymore since the pandemic. They don't do that anymore. And, there was some housing things going on. I don't know all the details, but they've changed the way they do things. So they just start building the homes. You get in when you get in, if you get in early, you get to pick your flooring, your kitchen counters, and your cabinet color. If you get in later than that, you get stuck with whatever they chose. They choose nice things, but it might not be exactly what you wanted. So anyway, it is the current battle. So that's my current update. Let's talk about this running a marathon and running 26.2. So this is one thing that I talk about. I think I talk about it a lot. Actually, you know what? This is a really good feedback. Speaking of feedback from earlier, do I talk about this a lot? Do I talk about not running 26.2 miles when you're training for a marathon? Do I actually talk about that a lot? Or is there something I actually talk about a lot? I would love to hear that feedback, because when if you have never owned your own business and kind of marketed yourself, for lack of a better term, it is a different world with how you perceive what you're doing. Like, as an example, when I'm running a workshop, like a free workshop, like I did the Buffer Miles and Character Smiles one to help you get faster so you have a bigger buffer between you and the balloon ladies and more time for character stops. When I talk about a workshop like that, I feel like I am talking about it every second of every day for 10 to 14 days, because that's how long I am marketing it. And I feel like that's all I talk about. And then after the fact, like when it's all said and done, I will get messages and be like, hey, I just heard about this workshop. And it will be somebody that's been following me for a while. And it surprises me, but I don't see what like your algorithm is. I don't know how often you check email. I skim through emails all the time. I miss stuff all the time. I miss kind of important stuff sometimes too. If somebody emails me and it just happens to be that I just miss it. So I'd be really interested. What do I talk about a lot? I would love to hear that feedback, because that will also help guide me in where I should spend more time. What you could use hearing more of, as opposed to hearing such and such thing all the time. Anyway, 26.2 miles. Obviously, no, maybe not obviously. I shouldn't use that word because it may not be obvious. My audience typically is slow, back of the pack, or injury prone or injury averse. I like that term now. Thank you so much, Rachel. Injury averse runners. I'm also injury averse. And it's not the best use of your training, not the best use of your time to run 26.2 miles a month before the marathon. And I specifically posted about this yesterday on Instagram, not yesterday, the day this drops, just yesterday, the day that I'm recording this. And it's interesting, that reel is actually getting a lot of views and it's getting a lot of comments. People have opinions about this. They are absolutely can have their opinions. I'm I'm not here to convince somebody who thinks that they need to do 26.2 miles to not do it. But for the person who has done that before or is being told but is questioning whether they should be doing it, here's where we should go, right? Like, I'm never going to 100% convince somebody of something. I don't have that energy, and I don't really have that type of personality. I don't always have to be right. Like, I don't have to have the last say in something. It's not in my personality. My professional opinion and my personal opinion as a runner is don't do it. If you're already questioning whether you should or you should not, the month before running a marathon, a month before running a marathon or running Goofy or running Dopey, 26.2 miles as a slow, back of the pack, injury prone, injury averse runner is not the time. If you absolutely, absolutely feel like you need to do 26.2 before you run 26.2, do it 2 to 3 months in advance, which means you need to plan for it, which means that instead of starting to train in July, you need to start training for that marathon in April. And somebody commented on my reel yesterday, somebody who's been following me for a while, has attended workshops, has commented on things before. I recognize the handle. And she said, this is why I did my 26.2 like earlier in November, so that I would have more time, but I knew I could do it. That's fine. That's fine. Do that. But for somebody running a 7-hour marathon, doing marathon weekend in January, Dopey, Goofy, or the marathon, running 26.2 miles December 14th, December 21st, December 30th, not the time. It will take you about 2 months to fully recover from those 26.2 miles. And you'll only have 2 or 3 weeks before race day. You won't be recovered. And then you may not start your race. And then what was it all for? I mean, you did the training, you did all of that stuff, and that's all good. You know, I talk about that the race is the victory lap. And, you know, I use that to support you if you don't finish. That you did 6 months of training, you did a hard thing, you did achieve something. Maybe you didn't do it on that one specific day for whatever reason, but if there are ways that you can make it so that you have your best chance to finish on that day, let's do that. And running 26.2 miles or more, because the other training plan, the popular training plan for runDisney, has you even go up to 29 miles at a point. And I understand the theory behind it. Theoretically, you bonk at the distance you train to. So if you want to keep going past 26.2 miles, you need to run more. I understand the theory. In practice, it doesn't work for this group of runners. Maybe that works for somebody who is faster. Instead of running 26.2 miles, this is what I recommend doing instead. Run for the time that you're going to be on your feet. What does that mean? That means that if you think that your marathon is going to take you 7 hours, go out for a 7-hour run as your peak long run about 3 or 4 weeks before race day. Okay? So, but how far should you go? If you go 7 hours, won't that take you to 26.2 miles? If you think that's how long 26.2 miles is going to take you. Here's the difference. You're running 30% slower in your long run, right? This is what I talk about all the time. The long run should be easy. About 30% slower than what you think race pace is. Or you can actually test it and see what your actual easy pace long run should be. And I do that with my specific pace testing, right? That's what you run your long run at. But it's about 2 minutes per mile slower than what you think race day will be. So then you go, if you're going 30% slower, but you're going for 7 hours the same time, that means that you're also going fewer miles, about 70%, right? Because 70% plus 30% equals 100%. So it's just math at that point. If the 7 hours is 100% of the time that you'll spend on race day, going 30% slower means you go only 70% of the distance, roughly. 70% of the distance of a marathon is 18.34 miles. Most runners in this stage want to get to at least 20. 20 is a big mental block. I totally get it. So the difference between 18.34 training wise, the difference between 18.34 and 20, not a huge difference. It's less than 10%. So let's just get you to 20 miles. And that's why my training plans go to 20 miles, but you should be doing it 30% slower. So that longest run, that peak week long run, should be 20 miles, and it should take you the amount of time that you think your marathon is going to take you. So then you feel like you need to prove to yourself that you can do it. Well, there are two ways to prove to yourself you can do it. You can prove to yourself that you can do that distance, or you could prove to yourself that you can do that time on your feet. Does it matter? No. Like in the long run, it doesn't matter. And doing it for the 7 hours, for the amount of time that you're going to be on your feet on race day, that can actually help you have more energy on race day and decrease your chances of getting hurt. It's a win-win. It's a win-win-win because you prove to yourself you can be on your feet, you are less likely to be injured, and you can have more energy. I'd take that all day. If you really, really, really feel the need to run 26.2 miles before the marathon, at this point in training, it's too late. You need to do that earlier. So either you need to change your marathon race date, push it out further, or change the plan right now, rearrange things a little bit, stop at 20 miles, go for the time that you're going to be on your feet on race day. Go real slow so it will be 20 miles and still take you the same amount of time. Please take what you've learned in this episode and use it to adjust your strategy for your Run Disney race training. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right balance so you can finish strong, not broken. And if you want personalized guidance specific to your race, your injury history, your running background, and your goals, that's exactly what we do inside Stronger, Faster, Finisher. You'll get step-by-step instructions and a proven system to help you train smarter from start to finish. Join the waitlist today to be the first to know when it opens next. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.